teams are so tight. The cars are really tight. Everybody, the drivers are tight. Like, everybody performs at a high level, and there are 10, 15 guys that could win on any given week. The field is littered with really talented crew chiefs, drivers, teams, and it's hard to do, and I acknowledge that, and I'm just kind of in disbelief that I have that opportunity, but I'm looking forward to it.
And you can hear NASCAR coverage on our sister station, the Beaver 95.7 FM and 1460 WNBA. It'll get underway at 2:30 on Sunday with green flag waving just after 3:30 p.m. Taking a look at high school basketball action from last night in the second round of the PIAA playoffs in Class 3A. Aliquippa, congratulations, Eclipse, as they'll move on to the quarterfinals with a 64-37 win over Mercer. In 2A, Our Lady of the Sacred Heart beat Union 41-35. Swickley Academy beat Lakeview 56-35, and Northgate beat Clarion 65-37. Games on Friday in the quarterfinals that we know at this time, 7 p.m. North Catholic will take on Erie Cathedral Prep at Slippery Rock University. And at 6 p.m., Aquinas Academy will take on Odo Eldred at Haggard Event Center in Erie. We will let you know the other games when the times and where they're playing at are released for the quarterfinals for the Saturday games that include Aliquippa as soon as we have that for you this morning. In the girls' side of things, yesterday, Class 4A, congratulations goes out to the Blackhawk Lady Cougars as they'll move on to the quarterfinals, beating Clearfield at Clarion University 58-32. And then the North Catholic girls also winning yesterday over Harbor Creek in 4A 57-33. And the other quarterfinal game from last night was Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. That's tonight. Friday night, we'll take on Central Cambria County. Will be the game of Olsh. That'll be at Norwin High School, 6 p.m. Friday night. That's a look at sports. It is 8:37 in Beaver County, and joining me now is a group of young men from the Beaver Valley Astronomers Association. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Frank.
So first off, we got Curtis, and then we've got Frank, and we've got Brian. So Curtis, tell us a little bit. So we got an eclipse coming up. Is it? Originally, I thought, is it tonight and tomorrow? Is that when it's happening?
The lunar eclipse is starting tonight.
Tonight, okay.
Yes. First contact of the penumbral shadow will be, that's the not as deep shadow, will start at about 11:57 p.m. tonight. And then from then on, it just progresses as the Earth rotates around the sun and the moon rotates around the Earth. The moon will start to transition I'm sorry, fellas. The moon, yes, will transit behind the Earth's shadow, and you will start to see the Earth's shadow start to cover the moon. And it's a slow event. The whole total event takes about 6 hours, but maximum eclipse will be right around 3 o'clock a.m. tomorrow morning.
Are you guys staying up to see it?
Maybe.
Are you going to record?
It's a work day tomorrow, but
it's a work day.
Yeah, but I've woken up in the middle of the night for worse things.
All right. What about you, Brian? Are you staying up to see it, or?
Well, I was going to wait, but I'll probably start a little campfire in the backyard, pull out my journal, and I'll, a little retrospect and journal as that goes on. So yeah, I might stay out to see it.
All right.
Maybe be lucky enough to see a few meteors while I'm out there. It'll be a good time. For anybody that wants to do that.
Do me a favor and slide that mic it'll turn to you. There you go.
Be surprised how much you can see, when you're just sitting outside.
Right. Yeah. Well, I love to sit outside, but only when I don't have a journal in my hand. I have something else sitting in my hand while I'm looking at the sky. So, all right. So this one is a lunar eclipse, correct?
That is correct.
All right. So what's the difference?
I wanted to recap a little bit of what happened last year when we were in the studios talking about the solar eclipse.
Okay.
Now, the solar eclipse, almost 1 year ago, the solar eclipse was fabulous. Unlike a solar eclipse, a lunar eclipse does not require any special type of eye protection. Mm-hmm. So anyone, any child, any family member can look at this lunar eclipse safely without any eye protection. A telescope is not needed as well.
You had us all standing outside Tony, our maintenance guy, he went and got us all glasses. So we were all standing out front the day of it after you guys were in with Mike, and we're looking up, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. It was neat to watch the whole episode as it went on.
It certainly was. 2024 was a fabulous year for astronomy. So we started off with the solar eclipse, and then in May we had the really big solar burst that caused the really beautiful aurora borealis display. And then in the fall we had a really bright comet. So 2024 was fabulous, and 2025 is starting off with a nice, beautiful total lunar eclipse.
Now, are there any other solar eclipses coming soon? I mean, we're going to see one soon?
There won't be another one that's visible, at least partially, in the United States for a number of years. I think it's into the early 2040s. I don't know the exact year, so we got quite a long time before the next one's visible.
I'm glad I've seen the last one because I might not be here for the next one. So, all right. So tell us a little bit. Well, let's step back a little bit and let's talk about the Beaver Valley Astronomers first. So tell us a little bit about your club.
We're just the latest in a long series of clubs that are devoted to astronomy, going back to the 1970s. We go by Beaver County Amateur Astronomers now, and we have a Facebook page. That's our web presence. We don't have a web page per se.
Okay.
But yeah, anybody that wants to catch up on what we do or what's going on in our schedules, go to the Beaver County Amateur Astronomers on Facebook. You don't have to be a Facebook member necessarily to read our posts. And we consist of a group of maybe a dozen or so active astronomers that bring our telescopes up at different times when we're scheduled. However, our primary purpose is outreach to the public. We want the public to come to our meetings. We don't have a hang-up about people that are, just rank amateurs that don't know anything about astronomy. That's why we want them there, is so they can learn and maybe take up an interest in it. Kids, they're welcome, so we love to have the kids so that we implant that, interest in it. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys usually plan some different events throughout the year as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now we have a schedule that starts. Our very first start party is April 26th of this year, and that's all of these. Yeah, April 26th, and it's always at dusk on Saturday. All the dates that we have published are on Saturdays, and it's at the Brady's Run Park baseball field complex, which is up on top of the hill at the end of Ackertown Road. Just a reminder for anybody that's trying to get there, you can't get there from down, past the ice arena anymore. There was a landslide a few years ago, so you've got to take the detour that gets you to Ackertown, to the end of Ackertown Road where the road closed sign is. We're right to the left of that.
Okay. So tell us. So let's dig in a little bit and talk about the eclipse that's coming in the stars. So what specifically causes eclipses?
Lunar eclipses aren't as
Brian's
rare
afraid
as a
to talk.
solar eclipse, just because of the relative size of the Earth in relationship to the moon and all. So lunar eclipses typically occur every couple years, 2.5 to 3 years in that lunar cycle. Every once in a while, you'll have two of them in the same year, but this year it just so happens that this cycle is, we're starting this current cycle. We haven't had one since like 2022 was the last lunar eclipse. Okay. So we're in a current cycle. We'll see one this year. I'm not sure if there's another one later this year, but there'll probably be another one next year in 2026 as well. And then there'll be that gap again between cycles. It's all part of planetary mechanics and alignments, how it works.
All right, so it's not any specific amount of time period in between maybe a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse.
People much smarter than I can determine that.
Well, I didn't know if it was like every 2 years we're going to have a lunar eclipse or every, I didn't know.
Actually, there is a cycle.
Okay.
Last year up at Penn State Barron, there was a presentation before the eclipse, because that's where totality went through Barron, and there was an excellent explanation of how the solar and lunar eclipse cycles occur, and it's literally like clockwork, how they operate. So yes, there is a regular cycle that can be predicted from now until maybe 2 million years from now.
Right. I believe it's called the Saros cycle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the difference between, and besides the wearing eye protection, what is the difference? What exactly is a lunar eclipse and what exactly is a solar eclipse? Brian don't want to talk.
I'm here for humor only. That's it.
So a lunar eclipse, as we started earlier,
Right.
Is when the moon falls behind the Earth's shadow.
Okay.
So you're going to have the sun, and then the Earth's orbit, and then the moon, as it rotates, it revolves around the Earth
Right.
on a 28-day cycle. It just so happens during a lunar eclipse, the moon is behind the Earth's shadow. So as it revolves around the Earth every 28 days, it's going to go behind that shadow. Not always because of celestial mechanics and planetary alignments.
Right.
It just so happens. So that's the difference between a lunar. Solar is, again, that's when the Earth comes between the sun and the moon. And I'm sorry, I take that back. That's when the moon comes between the Earth and the sun. And then the moon casts its very, very tiny shadow in a very small 50-mile wide swath through any part of the Earth's surface. Some of them, like last year, came right through the heart of the United States. Other ones will be in Egypt and Pakistan and Portugal and South America and Antarctica. And, it just depends on the planetary alignment.
Does the time of year have anything to do with it? Like the seasons, do they have anything to do with eclipses?
They shift.
Okay.
Yeah. It just so happens this time. It's happening in March. You can have them at almost any time of the year. One of the things I wanted to point out about the lunar eclipse is that one of the most noticeable effects is going to be the color of the moon. You'll notice that at mid-eclipse that the moon is very red, called like a blood moon.
Is that what they call it? Blood moon? Okay.
So, and because of that red, the redness is caused by the fact that the sun is behind the Earth, and the rays of the sun are passing through our atmosphere. And as we all know, at sunset, our atmosphere appears reddish. Okay, and that's because of dust and various other aerosols in the air. So you have the whole Earth's atmosphere filtering in the red color range, and falling on the moon. So you can still see, even though there's a shadow, you still can see the moon, but with a red tinge because of, again, the atmospheric color.
I'm gonna be the comedy instead of Brian. I thought that meant you had to drink Bloody Marys while you were watching.
do.
That's
That
what the
helps.
blood. That's what the
That
blood moon
helps.
meant.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. But this
May
is the
not
first,
make it to the end.
this is, I think, like the first time in 50 years that the entire United States will be able to see the full
Okay.
lunar eclipse. Sometimes you only see partials, but this year all 50 states will be able to see the full lunar eclipse.
It's supposed to be pretty decent tonight too. As
Yeah,
well.
that's what I was going to mention.
Yeah.
And the fourth caveat, you have the sun, the Earth, and the moon. The weather's going to be fabulous. It's going to be clear in western Pennsylvania for this viewing. So I will make the effort to be up tonight. I'm not going to miss it. These celestial events are a lot of fun. And
Yeah. So you said peak time's going to be right around 3 o'clock in the morning?
3
That's
a.m.
about what time I'm getting up for work, so I'll be able to see. That's cool. I love watching it. How
Life
the
of
phases.
radio, up early,
Yeah.
to bed late.
No. When you get old, it's not like that. Trust me. Up early, bed early. Usually I beat the sun to bed. Let's put it that way. Same way, Curtis.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
All right, so it'll be cool because it's going to be clear tonight. So it'll be cool to see that plus the stars. Now they're going to be, so since we're out there watching, are there going to be any type of planets or anything that you'll be able to see tonight in the sky? No.
No, the planets have been out all winter.
Right.
So they're going to be, like Jupiter is almost straight above us at night. But as the seasons waned, because the moon's going to be rising in due east, okay, and coming up in the east. Anything that's here, the planets, there's Venus is the real bright one at night that you see.
I was going to ask you, by
That's
the moon
real
usually
bright
a lot
one.
of times?
That's the planet Venus. It's in a beautiful crescent phase right now. You have to look through a telescope, or a pair of binoculars will actually show it. But as the Earth rotates on its axis, those planets will subside and fall and set over the western hemisphere, the western horizon, as the eastern horizon, the moon will be rising. So nothing really bright. The moon, this eclipse, I gave you an illustration there that you have. The planets, the moon, the stars, the sun, they all move through the constellations of the zodiac. Right. And there's 12 constellations. And tonight, during the full moon, it'll actually be in the constellation Virgo.
Okay.
That's how it appears.
Okay.
But as Frank mentioned earlier, a lunar eclipse, a solar eclipse can occur in any one of those 12 constellations. But celestial mechanics, again, that's the way it's set up, our plane. They follow through those 12 constellations.
Got it. All right. We're visiting with the guys from the Beaver County Astronomy Club this morning. And when we come back, we'll have more after a short break here on Beaver County Radio.
The Lenten season has arrived, and besides celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ, that means fish fry season in Beaver County. Go online to beavercountyradio.com and click on the Fish Fry Guide logo for a listing of fish fries in the area during Lent. If your group is having a fish fry, you can submit it by emailing bcr@beavercountyradio.com. The Beaver County Radio Fish Fry Guide is being brought to you by Our Lady of the Valley Parish Fish Fries, the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, Sookie's Sports Tavern, Monroe Auto Body, and Beaver County Radio.
Do you have a lot on your mind? So does Eddie Crow. Tune in to Beaver County Radio every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to noon for Something to Crow About with Eddie Crow. Eddie has a very unique outlook on things happening in our world today, and he will share that outlook with listeners. We'll also have monthly guests, as well as ones that are making the news locally, regionally, and nationally. So set your clock to tune in to Something to Crow About with Eddie Crow. Weekdays on 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
For the fourth year, Push Beaver County is presenting the Beaver County Maple Syrup and Music Festival at Brady's Run Park on April 12th and 13th. St. Barnabas Broadcasting is your place to win free tickets. Tune in Friday mornings from 6:30 to noon now through April 11th for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the festival, along with a half pint of Pennsylvania Pure Syrup and 1 pound of Rosalind's Chocolate in a limited edition Beaver County radio box. The Beaver County Maple Syrup and Music Festival ticket giveaway is being presented by Push Beaver County and Beaver County Radio.
Here we go. Tune in to WBVP and 99.3 FM the second Thursday of the month at 9 a.m. for a Rappin' with the Reps. The special forum with your Beaver County state legislators is hosted by Eddie Crow and can also be seen on Facebook Live. You'll also have your chance to phone in and ask questions or give the legislators your opinion. That's Rappin' with the Reps every second Thursday here on Beaver County Radio.
You're listening to Beaver County Radio, brought to you live from the Fry Transportation Studios. Beaver County Radio and Fry Transportation, a winning team, 99.3 FM and WBVP, providing news, sports, and information for 76 years.
Looking for a quick and easy lunch or dinner? Make it the 2 for $6 McDonald's deal. You'll get your choice of Big Mac, 10-piece nuggets, or filet of fish. Pick 2 for only $6. Only at McDonald's. I'm loving it.
It's hard to even put a title on what Tom Young at First Consultants in Beaver does. Calling him a financial planner or an insurance salesman or even a life coach still doesn't accurately describe the experience. That's because he brings dreams back to life or puts life back into retirement.
My job is to create in you the vision of the you that I think you can be, the place that I think you can get to. And you know what? I get frustrated because I see more greatness in people than they see in themselves. I see greater financial futures than they see in themselves. Most people don't believe they can get there.
Find out more by visiting firstconsultantsinc.com or engage in Tom Young's live simulcast presentation on the third Tuesday of each month beginning at 9:10 a.m. on Beaver County Radio and Facebook Live. All advisory services are offered through PL Wealth LLC. PL Wealth is a federally registered investment advisor. PL Wealth is in no way affiliated with First Consultants Inc., nor is First Consultants Inc. a registered investment advisor.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
Looking for an elevated dining experience with a lively bar atmosphere? Jackson's Restaurant and Bar in Monaca is your go-to destination. Join Jackson's for Thursday Night Live, featuring top-notch local music. At Jackson's, they serve modern American cuisine with a fresh flair. Perfect for lunch, dinner, and now Sunday brunch from 10 to 2, plus Sunday dinner from 2 to 6. Located near the Beaver Valley Mall, adjacent to the Hilton Garden Inn, Jackson's is the perfect venue for your next wedding, bridal shower, birthday, or anniversary. Visit jacksonsbeavervalley.com for details.
We're back here on Driving in the Fast Lane. It is 8:55 in Beaver County. Expecting another beautiful day today. Noah Haswell will have a weather update for you coming up at 9:05 with local news, town hall news. And then Eddie Crow is in. It's something to crow about, and today is the second Thursday of the month. That means it's time for Rapping with the Reps, and Roman Kozak and Josh Kell will be in. We have confirmation from both of them. They'll be here. We're not sure about Rob Matsey. We haven't heard back from him yet, so but we do know those two will be here. And then the Best of Beaver County is coming up at 11 o'clock with Mike Romai as well, so make sure you stay tuned for that as well. And Mike's guest this morning, let me look here, is going to be Get Block Farms. So I've never heard of what that is. So Vinny Lima, looking forward to hearing about that this morning on the Best of Beaver County here on Beaver County Radio. Visiting this morning with the guys from the Beaver County Amateur Astronomers Association, talking about the eclipse that's going to be happening tonight is the best time. So why couldn't they wait until Friday? So everybody could stay up late on a Friday and watch, just stay up all night and have a good time. And but peak time, as you said, Curtis, tonight, it gets started. What you said? What, about 12 o'clock?
About 3 minutes to 12 tonight, and then it'll conclude 6 hours and 4 minutes, 3 minutes long. So it's going to be an all morning affair, basically. Maximum eclipse is right around 3 o'clock, 3 a.m.
Oh boy, everybody's gonna be walking around.
Don't be lazy. Get out and see it.
Everybody's gonna be walking around. I'm
events.
tired tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, that's something that's rare. So, when it comes to the lunar, do we see more lunar eclipses than we do solar eclipses?
It's not a case of where there are more lunar eclipses than solar eclipses, but it's a matter that in any one location on Earth, solar eclipses are far rarer because you only have a strip of 90 miles wide that has the shadow.
Okay.
So who knows the last time that there was a shadow that passed over this area? As a matter of fact, it may not even exist. That again, because these things go in regular cycles that occur at specific times. But again, you have the whole hemisphere that can see the moon in a lunar eclipse.
Okay. Put on your headphones. Somebody has a question. We got about 4 minutes till top of the hour. And let's jump out to the phone lines. Good morning. You're driving in the fast lane.
Yeah, good morning, Frank. Great show today. These gentlemen are very knowledgeable and enjoying the show. But I have a question for the shy guy.
Brian, you're up.
Why does the lunar eclipse only happen during a full moon?
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong guy. If you want to talk about the cone heads, we could talk all day, but I don't know anything about that.
Yes, he does. He's just being obstinate.
Being shy.
No, it's because it's a full moon, and the full moon has to pass by, but in the shadow of the Earth. There are partial lunar eclipses as well, where it only just misses that cone that you have a picture in front of you.
Right.
That cone, that the shadow. If it passes north or south of that, you're only going to get a partial eclipse. So a total lunar eclipse has to happen. It has to be in that bullseye of the Earth's shadow.
So basically, it has to be like the perfect storm.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Great. No, great show. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you calling. So, again, let's recap real quick for everybody because we got about a minute and a half here. Curtis or Frank or Brian, whoever wants to. The optimal times to see everything tonight and what to look for.
Probably 12 to 3:30.
Okay.
Would be probably about a good time. If you're limited on how much time you want to spend up, that's what I would do. Get up and spend those 3 hours right there.
All right.
Or you could call in and say you have COVID and you'll be out for 2 weeks, so you're good to go.
That's true. You could do that. Or you could just say, I'm not coming today.
Or you could say that.
You know what, Frank? There is one thing. It's going to be the eclipse will happen on like Frank was mentioning, up to maximum eclipse, and then it's just going to be the reverse of what you see in the first 3 hours.
Right.
So if you see in the first 3 hours, you're going to get and the total lunar eclipse, you're going to get the gist of how beautiful and magnificent it really is. The second half of it is just going to be the reverse. You'll see the moon falling outside of the Earth's shadow, and it'll start to brighten, and by morning it'll be a full moon setting in the west.
So this will be your only chance this year to see this type of event?
Yes. Yep, that's it.
That's cool. All right. Well, we want to hear more. That's for sure. I want to hear how it works out. So appreciate you guys coming in this morning and talking about it. Again, throw out there real quick, Frank or Curtis or Brian, since Brian's being shy, how they can get more information or become part of the Amateur Astronomers Association.
Again, we have a Facebook presence, and that's under the Beaver County Amateur Astronomers. Again, you don't have to be a Facebook member to be able to view our posts there. The other thing that we have is the marquee at the opening of, or I should say, the entrance to Brady's Run Park does have our schedule on the moving sign, that is there. The county commissioners are very, very generous to us in allowing us to be able to use the park, and also in promoting by having that on that marquee or that sign. So that's 2 ways, and the best thing is to again follow us there. So we hope a lot of people are able to come up this over the course of the next 9 months.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys coming in and educating everybody on exactly the eclipse and what's going to happen tonight. So get out there and watch it. And you guys have a great day. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you.
All right, coming up next, it's Something to Crow About with Eddie Crow. And I will talk to you tomorrow morning. You know what tomorrow is. It's Friday. That means Notes on Entertainment.
You're listening to 99.